Okay, so Kernel exploit challenge on the Let's Defend platform. As you can tell, I do a lot of these challenges, so I'll go one by one this weekend. That's the goal. So what do we have here? We have anomalous traffic patterns from a critical transaction processing server. Potential security breach. Okay, we have been provided with a forensic image of the affected system, and we need to find out what happened. So this time I'm trying to report this differently. I haven't solved all of it, just some of it. And then I realized I should probably start recording. So the first question is, what is the name of the key file? The reporter downloaded to elevate the privileges after gaining unauthorized access. So after extracting the challenge file, I immediately went to root, and then my instinct, because I've done a couple of challenges right now, is to go to the temporary file, because temporary folder, due to the nature of the folder, temporary files, if you want to put something malicious, that's exactly where I will put it. So I went here, I got exploit, and that's answer number one. The second question is, when was the file used for privilege escalation first submitted on VirusTotal? So if you don't know where VirusTotal is, it's a great resource for you to analyze malicious files, malicious URLs, hashes. So what I did here is I didn't put the hash, right? I didn't execute the file. They would let me know. So basically, you're just gonna go to VirusTotal. It's gonna ask you, see, yeah, it's gonna ask you to upload a file if you want to. So you can choose your file, which in our case was this one. So what I did is just, I dragged it. It's gonna automatically analyze it. And then what we're gonna do, yeah. So it's gonna tell you everything that's wrong with it. And here, sometimes you're gonna see that the last analysis date was maybe 3 months ago. What you wanna do is click reanalyze so you get the most updated analysis. Now, to find out when it was first submitted, you go to the details section, scroll down, and you're gonna have it in the history tab. This is the answer that you're looking for. You're also gonna find in the same detail section, the CVE associated with this file, which helps us a lot because this is the second answer, right? When it was first submitted, and the CVE, you will need it for the question here. So after this, we just need to analyze other files to find the process IDs, what else are we looking for? The OS in the compromised server and the kernel version of the compromised server. So we were looking for the process ID. What I did was pause the video because there was a text. My hair is a mess, but disregard. So what we're gonna do here is so process ID. The first question that I will ask myself is, okay, where can I see process IDs? Or what file would have that? And if I don't know that off the top of my head, I will just Google it. What is a process ID? What kind of file would I look for? Now, I know that PS is the command to list all the running processes. So maybe it could be there. So now, once I unzip the file, there's a lot of folders here. It could be anywhere. So what we're going to do is that we're going to run the find command. We're going to find any type of files, F is for file. It could be, if we're looking for directories, we will use a D, but we're not. So we're looking for any files that have the PS name on it. Now, do not confuse PS with .ps because that is the extension file for PostScript, which is used for printing. So what I did here, what this command allows us to do is just a faster, more optimized way of digging through the folders. This is the equivalent of me going through, where are we, to the desktop, going to challenge file, opening it up, seeing all the structure files. And if I don't know that there happen to be here, I will click to in all of them just to see, okay, what's in it, is this in the Etsy folder, and the folders here, and the files here. No. So from live responses, I go to process. And here you will see there's a lot more files. It's just that the ones that we want have a PS. So this is just an optimized way of getting there. Processes of process. Now, once I list them, which listing is the same as me saying I'm going to open up the process folder and see what's in it. I have a couple of PS files. So what I like to do, because I'm always learning, is open up all the files and see what's in it. Now, what I was doing, so I ended up opening this one. So cat is dev.txt, which I found to be quite interesting. So I'm going to make this bigger. So what we see here, if we scroll up to the top, is we see the process ID. Sorry, we see the username. So what is the username? We see process ID here. We see the time it happened. We see the command that happened. Sorry, the time here and the command that happened. Based on the answer, we're looking for a 5-digit process ID. So right off the bat, we can immediately scroll down and start only looking at the 5 ID. Yep. Now, the other thing that I will do is try to find a weird username that I'm not familiar with. So a bat, he could be a weird person. A1 out for M could be a weird person. Let's see. Maybe there's something here. So if I do think that I have a weird person, like the weird username, I will look into it. So now the next step will be just to filter by that and to see what we find. So you're gonna filter a lot. What we did last time was we went through the files, right? And I just ended up in this file. I wanted to see it. And then I said, okay, we said there's a bunch of weird usernames. Let's start with one. So what we did is use cat the file that we wanted to. We pipe those results. So we send those results to the next command, which will be grep. And we're gonna grep for this weird username. Now, again, we're looking for 5 digits. And not only that, we know from the first question that the name of the file used was exploit. So I have that in the back of my head and I'm looking for that. And as you scroll down, we'll find exploit, which means that / is executed. And we executed, and we have the process ID here. So now we know this is the weird username. So that will be the process ID. And this also helps us answer the question at the bottom, which is, was the malicious process running under? And now that I think about it, I could have find the previous files and also grep for exploit. That could have also helped us find the answer. Now, the next question that we're going to look for, we would have the current process ID, the operating system, and the kernel version. Okay, so I'm going to do work, find it, get my notes together, and continue. As you can tell, I get lost again. And so it's looking at our files, but I'm just going to make this big again. So the parent process ID, if you scroll up, all the way back up to the original here. Is it here? No, that's when we added this layer up. Here, okay. When we first added this file, we have the user, we have the process ID and the parent process ID. So I'm going to scroll down all the way back and see how I like to see how data is outputted and formatted. So here, click here. Username, process ID, parent process ID, so 1686. And we'll put that right here, and that's good. Now, then we have these 2 questions. So I started asking myself, what are the operating system? Where could I see it? And then after a while, looking, Googling and searching and looking at org files that I probably shouldn't have been looking at, perfectly fine to look at the hint. So the uname file. So why the uname file? Because the uname command, once you run it, it will give you the host name, it will give you the kernel, it will give you a lot of good information. So what I did is, after I read the hint, because it's perfectly fine to read the hint, after you try it, I went ahead and run, here, okay, here. I run the find command again, just looking for uname, just to find out where is that file that I can see. Then we have the location again in the live responses. There. Am I not? Yeah, so why did I do something funky? And then this is in, oh, it's in system and in network. Okay, so I want to see the system first. I want to pull that file and see what it gives us. Yeah. And we're looking forward. There we go. And the other one is, what is the kernel version of the compromised server system? Okay. I'm going to there we go. Oh, no, what gave me that? I feel myself already wanting to look at a lot of files. I'm going to do that to satisfy my curiosity, and then I'll continue with this. I cleared my screen a couple of times, but also I missed the kernel version because I was focused on the operating system. And in the first, oops, again, okay. I satisfied my curiosity. I cleared my window a couple of times, went back to other stuff, but back to the question of the kernel version, I missed it. I completely missed it. It was here when we added the uname file. There was the kernel version and then the OS. And for some reason, I completely blocked all of this out of my vision and just focus on this. So that's what we're looking for. 65027 generic. 65027 generic. Hey, that was it. So I guess you're it. And then link the walkthrough. So that was fun. Okay. So what I'm doing this time is I'm putting together a file with all the commands that we use with a short explanation, but mostly, as you guys can tell, I Google everything. And I do keep things very organized. And yes, I get lost in some files that I just wanted to see. And then what I don't know, I Google it. And I'm perfectly comfortable looking at the hint because that's how I learn. But I'm only okay if I spend a decent amount of time researching before so I can use my brain. Like, my suggestion is not to rely heavily on AI for ChatGPT for finding your answers. You have to learn how to think critically. And that was it. I hope this was fun for you guys as much as it was for me. And hope it was also helpful. Bye.